Rost Martin. I thought in my head that would look a lot cooler than it did. Anyways, guys, we're here for a brand new release for 2025. This is the Rost Martin RM1S, an updated model from their RM1C model. And let me tell you, this little gun seems to be a ripper, okay? This is like a new company, United States, manufactured domestically, all right here in Texas. So for you Texas boys, I feel like you guys just need one because it's made in your state. I've got guns that are made in Arizona. You should have guns that are made in your home state. But this is their new concealed carry little joint they got going on here. So they're new to the block. It's all, they don't share parts with anything else. It is just Rost Martin. That's what it is. But this little gun is packed with a lot of features and one of the best triggers I've felt out of the box in a long time. This is like a little bigger than a Glock 26, a little smaller than a Glock 19. As you can see, my pinky is off the grip on it, but they have an extended mag so you can build that full grip. It's pretty thin. It's thinner than a standard Trijicon RMR. Then we've got a TLR7 on here, and it fits Glock 19 holster. So we've got my Incog X from Haley Strategic and Safariland, and it's fitting nice and fine, good retention on it, which is super helpful because one thing with new guns is having to get new holsters, and that can get annoying and expensive. So if you have a Glock, this will work for you and just gives you another option for an EDC gun that just like disappears with whatever you're wearing. So pretty excited to shoot this, but mainly is the trigger and fire control group on this thing. Let's come in close here just so you can really see the trigger. Again, gun is unloaded. Some pre-travel to a nice defined wall. Breakthrough, no over travel at all. Reset, positive, very short. I mean, this thing just feels good. It reminds me very much of the Canic Rival S trigger out of the box. I mean, it's just a small, sharp click. We've got a standard like trigger safety like you'd find on a Glock, but it's thin, that's light, and then boom, you come to this wall, and the frame actually has a little knob on here to prevent that trigger from over traveling. Now, if we take it apart, you can actually see why this trigger feels so good. And it's all with how this little, here's your trigger bar. I wish I had my little pointer. Trigger bar goes to this little sear actuator back here. And you can see it's bracketed, where as soon as I start pressing the trigger, it's moving it. There's no, that little bit of extra movement right there. Then you're engaged and you're breaking through it. So that is what your reset when you're splitting the gun feels like. That's all the movement that's happening to let that gun start to rip and start to fire. It's pretty cool. Pretty ingenious. And then that's what, I haven't did like a full field strip on it, so we're not going to talk about that. But we're essentially seeing how this gun, oops, oh no, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? We're okay. We're gonna gas this baby up and we're gonna start running some drills. Drills. Wait, did I talk about coming to Tucson in this video?
No.
First of all, People Pistol Club, your couches are terribly uncomfortable. This year, there's going to be public belt bounties for YouTube subscriber. What does that mean? Belt bounty? Public subscriber? Huh? What? Who? When? Where? It's $1,000 cash for two of you to come compete in Tucson, Arizona. I'm gonna fly you guys out here. There's gonna be some information on my website, hunterconstantine.com. It's gonna say like public belt bounty or something. We might come up with a better name, I don't know yet. But I'm gonna fly two of you down here to compete head to head for $1,000 cash. You'll get to come shoot with me on the range. You get to be in the YouTube video, and you'll get to come home with cold, hard cash. So support the channel, support the business, grab a belt, grab some merch. Anything helps, but it helps produce these videos, and it's gonna help send people to Tucson to come compete for cash. And it could be you. I'm just rambling at this point, but I wanna get back to you guys. The companies in this space don't give enough back to the people that create the success for them or the support for them. I've sold thousands of belts, and it's time to give back. I donated over 500 belts last year to competitions. We sponsored well over a dozen matches, and we gave away $7,000 in cash. to competitors. So now we're opening it up to the public. You don't need to shoot competition to get the money. I'm gonna put it right in your pocket. So keep an eye out for that. Let's get to the review. First things first, I'm the realist. What we're gonna start with now is a 25-yard drill. It's similar to the headshot draw drill, but we're gonna do 10 draws, 25 yards, par times 150, but now the target is the whole alpha zone. This is from Sergeant Chewy. Okay, he is a police department enjoyer. He's a law enforcement officer, and this is what he's been working with some of his team. And I think it's good just to shoot your guns a little bit farther than 3 yards at an indoor range, fellas. Okay, stretch it out, put the target to the back. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna do this live. We confirmed 0 on it real quick with just a couple of rounds. It's gonna be the first 10 rounds out of the gun, all right? And you guys will see all of my hits. Do I look like Horatio Kane from CSI Miami? 155, that was over. .153, just over. I'm having a little hard time building my grip with this holster I'm finding, but we'll work through it. 140. .147. 136. Oh, that one, my grip was all messed up. That was a 150. Let's just try this. Let me throw the pinky extension on. See if that helps. I think that's 6 shots. You think that was 6?
I have no idea.
Fuck. So much better. So much better. 136. .136. Oh, I pulled that one left. 151, just over. Yeah, that one felt good. 154, just a little bit over. I'm still finding my grip as I'm going. We're gonna do one more for good measure. Felt good. 129, let's go check the hits. One thing with the small gun is that, like, I'm coming up, and like as the gun's coming up, I am like adjusting my grip to fit it and getting my support hand on. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So honestly, not too bad. I think we had 3 or 4 just over time by a few hundredths of a second. But we have 1 high. We got 1 left. This is the one I thought maybe mic'd it. I couldn't call from that far if it was on the black or not. But again, this is 25 yards drawing from concealment with a 150 par time. So very interesting shooting a smaller gun because the inputs change. As you guys know, I typically carry a full-size gun or similar. So my grip is basically the same when I'm building it out of the holster. It's the same holster that I use to compete with in matches when I'm shooting from concealed carry. So there's going to be a slight difference going to a smaller gun, smaller platform, and having to kind of essentially make adjustments to the grip due to the small size of the platform. But nonetheless, it's feeling pretty good. We're using factory 115 Blazer ammunition. I have no plug with them at all, by the way, with the ammo. It's just what I buy, just so you guys are aware. I'm not shooting any hoity-toity stuff like that. But anyways, there's a little bit of snap being that it's a smaller gun. But again, the trigger feels great. And like when I had my grip built, I pressed through that trigger, I was calling all these shots good. I'm a little bit higher. Could just be from the 0 on the gun's 12-yard 0. But I'm very happy with this, like very pleased for the first shots out of the gun. All right, I'm gonna call it now that I'm probably just gonna keep reloading this pinky extension mag, and I'm probably going to get more of these mags for the gun because this just feels so much better to me. I got these big old meaty paws, so like it's just taking up a lot of the space on that gun. And we're gonna have a little fun, and we're gonna do some bill drills on the poppers. Mini popper bill drill at 10. Ooh, we're gonna be able to run this thing. So 250, 144 first shot. $214, 120 first shot. 22 split, 1917, 1917. This thing's a ripper, dude. That was 2 bill drills and 2 doubles. Pretty good. This is by far one of the best triggers I've felt on a compact gun. Like I'd give it a run. I'd give the other guns that I've been carrying a run for its money as far as the subcompacts go with the trigger feel. Because I haven't felt anything this small, this good before. That's what she said. It just feels good, and like even with this ammo feels a bit snappy because it's a small gun, but that's also expected. The smaller the gun you get, the snappier it's going to be. So it's like, especially with females, it's like this misconception that you want a small gun because it's going to be easier to shoot, but in reality it's actually going to be much harder because you need to put more input into that gun to get the hits that you are desiring. This though, it's nice because it's like a happy medium between it. I like the adjustable straps on the back. This is just like the medium one, but it fills the round in my hand really nice. And so I can just like, I'm making like a really nice grip with my strong hand on it. And there's still some little bit of meat right here for my support hand to build onto. So when I'm holding that grip, the gun feels nice and tight. Unfortunately, I have the wrong insert for my TLR, so we won't be able to use that on the gun. It's going to shoot off, which it already did while we were checking zero, but it still works in the holster decently. I just got to be a little bit careful when we're pulling it out. So we're just going to be looking at this through the mindset of a small little gun, just a tiny little gun. And it's, you know, it's a small compact thing, and we are going to start ripping it and seeing what it looks like. We're going to reload it and see what those reloads look like, because that seems to always be a challenge with these small guns. We are going to do a 5 reload 5 with like this weird little vision barrier just to mess with us a little bit. So we got open, steel, open, reload, partial, steel, open. And just a little 5 reload 5, see how it slides, and just let her rip. All right, missed the steel on the left side. Alphas, 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 alphas. Not too shabby. Stovepipe. All right. You know what I just realized with that stovepipe is I didn't oil this thing at all. I just took it out of the box and we started shooting, so we're gonna put some oil on it. But all alphas, gun's super controllable. Reloads are not bad compared to some of the other like compact guns. I definitely gotta do pinkies out like we're eating some fancy feast or something to get it in there, but it's still not bad. Where this thing just like, it's snappy, but it's returning back to the same spot, no problem. And I bet we could stack up like a nice little group on this head right here. Just kidding, there's only 1 shot left in the mag, so that group is phenomenal. All right, we are going to just do a slow fire and just group this little subcompact and see what that group looks like on paper. Dang, I can't control myself. I still couldn't slow fire. I was getting bored and I started pulling some shots. But this was 16 rounds. Probably like just inside of 10. But this is the nice little group that we poked right here. Little finger hole. Couple of flyers down low. This is just me putting into the gun that we didn't need. But if we just delete these, wow, what a nice group. But essentially, your group should be able to hold your mag. And I need to reload again. I should have got more magazines for this instead of just 2. They are like Rost Martin mags, so it's not compatible with anything else. So like you have to buy their magazines. But you know what? There's one thing I like, and that is just another domestic company going for it. Just trying it. Just making a new gun. To my knowledge, they listen to shooters for input of what they like and what to change on it, which is what this RMS has compared to the RM1S. So I really like that aspect of it. The owner of the company did reach out and he wanted to talk to me, but I thought we'd film the video first so it's unbiased and we could just do our thing, you know? Like, I know right off the bat, I would like a full-size version of this gun. I would like a bigger grip. I'd like a Glock 17 or a Glock 34 size gun. And I think it would give a lot of guns a run for its money, especially at its price point. This compact ones, I think it's right around like $440 or $460. Mid fours though for this gun, which is not bad at all. We're gonna run some doubles. I'll do 1 mag just nice and close on the gun, then we'll do 1 mag on the target. Okay. So, this is the target we just shot that you just saw. My first group got away from me a little bit, and then I had to adjust my support hand grip. But then you could see we locked in. We locked in on the target. And again, this gun, for being so small, is so controllable. Where I think it would give like the SIG macros big run for its money. Even the equalizer, like I like the grip angle on this and the trigger better than my equalizer that I carry. It's kind of like my compact gun, which says something. And I think we should just do a little bit more heavier, intense drills, because that's typically where the compact guns start to fail, and you can start to see like the usability like go down some. So I think we might try something with a little bit of distance and a little bit of movement and see how this gun performs. Guys, we just jumped in a time machine to 2015 and we're gonna do a solemn drill on the range with these barrels. I am now transformed into your Brovet operator, teaching you tactics on the range of punching out and going to work, because this is flat range CQB. Just kidding. I mean, there's some good principles that apply here with like some shooting and moving, but essentially we're going to start on this barrel. I've got too many poppers, so it's going to be ding ding. I'm going to continually walk through these barrels, ding ding, as the targets get presented. Ding ding, ding ding. I'm going to round this barrel while reloading, running all the way back up range, turn and pivoting, and then engaging ding ding on the barrels yet again. So some moving and shooting, some visual bears and stuff. It is helpful. It's just silly because like I feel like this drill was like super popular like 10 years ago, and a lot of like the tactical guys would use this with their rifles to look really cool, punching in and punching out while they're going to work. All right, we only had one makeup shot in there. It's a 1341. Not too shabba-labba-ding-dong. All right, let's grab this mag. Let's do that one more time. I literally haven't done this drill. I couldn't tell you when. Right, 1326. That time we had a couple makeups. Just on that last deal, I just wanted to move. I just want to take my body and move. But you got to hit the target before you can do that. Otherwise, you're dead. Oh, this is kind of fun, just doing a little plink action. All right, guys, we just pulled a random person from the range to come review this gun. This is Bobby Sirica. I've known Bobby since I started shooting here at Pima. Yep. If you're in the Tucson area and you need your pipes pumped, Bobby's got a plumbing company called Dinosaur Plumbing, so you can call Bobby and get piped down from him.
Hell yeah.
Bobby, here's the Rost Martin.
Right on.
This is an EDC gun out of Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Brand new, the RM1S.
Right.
And just shoot it.
Sure.
And tell us how you think.
Absolutely. Not bad, dude. The trigger's really nice. Oh
right?
my god, the trigger's really, really nice. I mean,
and this is just factory out of the box. We haven't done anything to the gun.
No, that to me, that's I would say, like, out of the box, that's a refined, pretty perfected trigger, especially for concealed carry, because you have very consistent take up. I like the return on it. I mean, it comes back. So there we go. Yeah, I like the return on it. So I mean, it'll push it out there, so to reset really positive. I like that.
Yeah.
The brake on it's really clean.
Yep.
It's very consistent.
It's like a good snap.
Yeah.
Comes right back down. You're controlling that gun great.
Oh, dude.
Bobby's known to shoot flat and shoot fast.
Yeah, this thing is really, really flat shooting for such a small pistol. I'm not a big fan of micro pistols or compact pistols.
Here.
Really, the smallest I'm willing to carry is probably like a G19 or an M&P compact, you know. But this is something I would definitely consider. And you know what I really like on this is I'm a big fan of independent irons from the plate. I've had so many optics fly off my shit. My bad. That I prefer to have backups, and I like that it's independent. It's not part of a plate. The rear sight is separate. That's really cool. That's a cool touch. The serrations are nice. I mean, they're pretty grabby, grippy.
Yeah,
the texture,
they're really deep and like sharp. It's
they
perfect
are
for your hands.
No, it's something like, if it's inside, it's not gonna rub me raw. The texture's really nice. I mean, from what I felt, I would definitely 100% consider this pistol. You know,
and they're like right around $460.
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well.
So, great price point. You get a lot of gun. The two things I'm always looking for is grip and the trigger on the gun. Like, how's it feel in my hand, and how's that trigger feel? Because if those feel good, we're gonna get good results on targets. Basically shot all alphas out of that, just ripping on those targets. Which
I've never shot this before, and I mean, I'm not like the best shot in the world or anything, but I would say I'm impressed. I mean, I would definitely consider that 100%. So.
I mean, it just feels good. It's a little ripper, dude.
Dude,
it's just a little ripper. That's like the best way I've been describing it. It's just like, just a little tiny gun, thing just moves, thing just rips. And, you know, it feels a lot better with some lube inside of it. We put some Jello sauce all up in the internals, and it feels a lot better than it did dry. But
no, 100%. Honestly, that was my first time ever hearing and shooting, and I'm like, I like the way it felt. I would consider that 100%.
Cool.
100%.
Thank you, Bobby. Check out Dinosaur Plumbing here in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
we'll get back to the review.
Right on.
All right, we are going to try the Bill Drill rundown that you guys just saw in some recent videos, but we got a Bill Drill at 25, advanced to 10, Bill Drill, reload to the 5-yard, another Bill Drill. So 3 Bill Drills for 18 shots. And then, so 90 points, and then we hit factor it. And with this little subcompact, I'm hoping just to, I don't know, maybe like a 7, maybe like a 6.5, 7. I think that'd be pretty spice. Let's see if we can get somewhat close to that. 1152. We got some Charlies though. That 25 hurt a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10 points. So we've got 80 divided by 1152. 6.9. All right, so we were like right there. We called the hit factor on it. I wonder if we could push it a little bit, because that's what we like to do here. Is we like to find what that comfortable zone is and try to push. I think we're gonna go for a time push on this one and just see what happens to these hits if we're trying to go sub 11 seconds on it. Sub 11 is going to be the minimum. If we can do a sub 1050, that'd be spicy on this little gun. I could do a 1050, but it's gonna be sloppy. We'll just see. I need to get more ammo though. All right, round 2, we're gonna go for sub 11. $10.82. We just squeaked in there. And we even had better hits. We only had 4 Charlies. On that 25 yard, I felt the gun just creeping up on the target. This is 90 minus 882 divided by 1082, 7.75. Not too shabby. We'll take it. I mean, look how small this gun is. You know, like, that's somebody's stomach. This is the little gun that can and will. And I want to keep shooting it. This drill is not going to be fun. It's going to require some work, but we're going to start this barrel. It's like 3 yards off from the wall. And I've got a popper on the other side of the wall at about 10. And we're going to come to the right side of the wall, popper, left side of the wall, popper, right side of the wall, popper. And we're going to try to do all of this in under 5 seconds. There's a ghost. Oh, it was a 496, so we got the time, but we only got 1 out of 3 hits. This is real life. This is Slime Time Live. Oh, that was 485, 2 out of 3. We need some ammo. We're gonna get this. Ah, 491. Ha ha ha, 494. Ha ha. That's what it feels like to chew 5 gum. You know, my dentist, he a real one, because he says I grind in my sleep. Constantine Hot Lap, Class Fire 99 CM, or CM 9911, I think, maybe. And we're just gonna let it rip, see what it does. And I know high hit factor on this, I think, is like a 10-1 or something like that. So we'll see what this little subcompact gun does, because we haven't shot a compact gun for this drill. Hold on, are we gonna get killed in the streets? No, we are not. .630. Let's see what the hits look like. Did we get them all there? Let's see, 2 Alpha, 2 Charlie, 1 Charlie, 2 Charlie, 2, 4, 5 Charlies, 10 points divided by 6 point, oops. 50 divided by 6.3, 793. We almost broke 8 hit factor, but again, I think it's just being a smaller gun, and I was making the debate of like, do I want to start with a good grip out of the holster for the first 6 shots, or do I want it a little bit easier to reload out of this holster and have a little bit of extra? I opted for the reload, but I think, again, just not having your pinky on this grip does affect how this thing shoots. But again, it's on the lower end of the scoreboard, but it's expected for something small. You know what I mean? Like, this is going up against a gun that I have 300,000 rounds through, and it's a full 5-inch competition gun, and 2011's in full auto Glock. So like, how is a little subcompact, little cutesy gun supposed to compare? But I think if we ran this a couple times, we could probably push above 8, maybe to like 8.5. It's just really just cleaning up a few of those hits. And so I noticed on the turn and draw, I'm like still fidgeting with my grip as that dot's presenting. And then again on the reload, I'm like just digging for this mag. And so honestly, I think having just something that's like specific for this, so like the mag isn't as deep into the holster, would allow for a better reload, or even if there's like a spacer, just to have this thing just like a little bit higher up for that load, you know. But yeah, Constantine Hot Lap, first subcompact gun on the list. Boom, Rost Martin RM1S, the newest subcompact from a new Dallas manufacturer right here in the United States. Ooh, I don't need these anymore, do we? I can talk normal, so I'm not screaming or talking too soft. I love seeing something new, okay? And I love seeing something that they listen to shooters, like actual shooters, for what we want. We want a nice, crisp trigger. We want a good return. We want adjustable palm swells. We want deep slide serrations. We want some grip texture on it, but like, again, it's kind of like, oh, this happened in the other video. Goldilocks with the porridge. Not too hot, not too cold, right?
That was Goldilocks.
Goldilocks.
We thought it was Little Red Riding Hood, but it was Goldilocks.
It was Goldilocks, okay. So the grip texture is kind of like Goldilocks, where you don't want it too aggressive where it's going to rub into you while you're carrying, but you don't want it too slick where it's going to slide out of your hands. And I found that this grip was like pretty responsive, where like if I loosened my grip on the gun started moving a little bit, and if I tightened down, I could really feel that grip texture like dig into my hands, it was nice. These serrations are like nice and sharp on the front of the slide, so when you're racking it, feels good. And it comes with your optics plate, so you don't need to worry about it. And I feel like it's like slightly lower bore access. I don't know if that's like an actual feature of the gun, because I don't like to read. But I think that's what helps the recoil control on this. It definitely was like a bit of a snap coming into it, but it didn't affect the shooting or the hits on target. Honestly, this was shooting far more accurate than I thought it was going to for such a small gun. In my mind, this is like the equivalent of like a Sig Macro-ish, or like equalizer size. And I thought it did a lot better than honestly both those guns. So at like $460, I think it's definitely a contender for EDC carry. It is a bummer that the mags are proprietary, because like I've got a bunch of Sig mags, I've got a bunch of Shield mags and Equalizer mags and Glock mags and M&P 9 mags. So it's like kind of sucks, because like I wish I had more mags for this gun. So if you're actually going to take this to the range and train on and stuff, you probably want to buy some additional magazines. And who knows, maybe Rost Martin will listen to us and maybe they'll include more mags in their package as well. But I'd really like to see a full-size version of this gun. I'm really excited about the fire control group in it. This has been one of the best triggers that I've felt coming out of a factory gun. It's at 5 pounds, which is what on their website said it was for like concealed carry EDC. So if they came out with like a competition model, this mechanism at like 3 pounds or less, I think it would just shred. And I think it's just a cool contender that it is a US made gun, a Dallas, Texas. I believe it's like minority, veteran owned, female owned. And so it's just like, I think they're ready to make some waves in the space with this platform. I think they did a great job on it. And this is like literally the first trigger out of so many guns that I've shot on this channel that out of the box I'm pleased with. So good job to Rost Martin on that one. And yeah, send me a full-size gun.